What do this, and this have in common? All those items have made traveling much easier for me. I've been traveling a lot for the last 15 years, visiting over 50 countries, and I've learned that some accessories are just taking up space in your luggage, but others can really elevate your travel game. In this video, I will show you the 10 best travel essentials that can help you as well. The last one might be a surprise for you, but it saved my butt many times. You might find it useful as well. Let's start with an accessory I take anywhere I go. If I didn't, it could just ruin the whole travel for me. And I'm talking about earplugs. I like those wax ones as they do the job perfectly, cutting any noise out very well and are pretty cheap to buy, plus these are available in almost every pharmacy. I wouldn't recommend those foamy ones as they fall easily out of your ear and are not that efficient. I find the earplugs very useful on the plane, especially for longer flights if I want to get a nap and a lot is going on around, making it much easier to shut down and fall asleep. But for me, the main reason to carry them along is sleeping in hotels or any other accommodations I sleep in during traveling. Although I try to pay attention to the location that I book, I also like to stay close to the city center, which might cause a lot of noise at night. For me personally, it's quite difficult to get a good night's sleep and good rest if it's too loud, so the earplugs do help with that a lot. If you don't sleep enough, you won't have the energy that is needed to see everything you want, or you won't be as energized as you could be. The other reason it might happen is that you're hungry, which, as we all know, can cause anyone's mood to drop to the bottom. During traveling, there's not always the possibility to sit in a restaurant, maybe you're in a hurry, or just in a remote place and there's nothing available and you're just, hiking through the woods. That's why for every travel I pack some energy bars. They don't take up a lot of space in your luggage, but can be a great snack, a very nutritious one to get on the go and lose that hunger. Nowadays there are some more healthy options than the most popular ones like Snickers or Mars bars, so you can just choose whatever you like. I like those with nuts and chocolate, as usually they provide you with a lot of calories and make you feel full for a longer time. So, I've talked about the power supply for your body, but as we all know, there's also the aspect of charging all of your devices. If you're abroad and suddenly your phone dies, well, you could find yourself in some trouble. That is why I always pack a power bank. Actually, I usually take 2 of them depending on the travel type I'm planning. Oftentimes, just one basic power bank is sufficient, but I do like to take a power bank with a solar panel with me. This is a really helpful accessory as you can charge it whenever there's just some sunshine, So I used to strap it to my backpack to stay on top of it and plug my phone into it, which allows it to be charged while on the go. So this is a great option if you don't have currently a possibility to charge it, to plug it into a socket. It's so convenient, especially for people like me who tend to forget to charge all their devices before leaving the apartment or hotel. So really a lifesaver. The next travel accessory also comes in handy on many occasions, and it's a travel towel. I know that many do not recommend taking one as it just takes up space and you will get towels at your accommodation, but honestly it fits in your pocket, so I don't think it will make such a huge difference in your luggage. I do find it really convenient to have one though. Many times you will be between changing apartments or hotels and you won't have a towel available. You might be on the go in buses or planes, and obviously you wouldn't be taking those huge shower towels that you get in the hotel with you. And this teeny tiny one you can squeeze into your backpack and use whenever you feel like going to the beach or just, getting refreshed in the bathroom. It's just a thing that having a piece of fabric with you can come in handy. I always have mine with me. Number 5 is probably my all-time favorite. I feel like I'm mentioning it in every video almost, and yes, I have actually made a whole separate video on travel slings. I just think it's a game changer when it comes to traveling. Basically, having one lets me not carry a day pack anymore, as I have all the accessories that I need with me all the time. I usually carry mine on the chest, so I can always see it and always have easy access to it to show a ticket, grab a document, or just reach for my wallet to pay for something. I have two slings that I use on a regular basis, either a small one from Patagonia, oh there's something here actually, and a bigger one from the North Face. Usually for the longer travels I use the bigger one, this one, the black one from the North Face, and I really love both of them. This one can fit everything I need to have with me, including my phone, wallet, car and apartment keys, sunglasses, and even my photo camera, this one. The great advantage of a sling is also the fact that you can smuggle things to the airplane that don't occupy the backpack. And let me use the parentheses for smuggle. You don't want to literally smuggle anything to the airplane, so just be careful. But you can just put some things that you wouldn't have to normally put into your backpack into a sling, and it doesn't count as an additional piece of luggage. Now, the next thing is not something I always carry, but it's only a matter of the kind of travel you're planning. I guess most people do pack their flip-flops or some kind of footwear for those hot days or ones they can use at the beach or while bathing. And I do also take myself flip-flops usually, but what is even better to take are sandals. And to understand why I think those are better, let me explain the kind of sandals I have. Those are very light, minimalistic shoes that can be also worn in water and are packable, and if not the strap over the heel and the fastener, one may think these are flip-flops. But those are much more comfortable, and wearing flip-flops through the whole day while visiting a city can cause a lot of damage to your feet. Also, you can wear sandals hiking, going into water, or basically in every situation you need open shoes. And they take up the same space as flip-flops, so instead of taking two types of shoes, I usually go just for the sandals, as they are just more versatile. The next thing will make me look like a bum, but I don't care really. I pack that thing for every travel and I find it extremely useful. If I weren't a bum, I would probably recommend packing cubes. However, my travel accessory is a bit more versatile and way cheaper. In fact, it's close to being free. And these magical items are plastic bags. Yes, regular ones that you pack your groceries to. You can not only use them as packing cubes to compress your clothes and separate them in your pack, but the bags have many more functions that you're not even aware of until you're in your travel destination, and it turns out it would be nice to have bag for your laundry or just dirty clothes, or that after bathing on the beach you are packing and you don't want to put your wet pants or towel directly into your backpack. Well, just shove them into a plastic bag. Recently, when we were in Sicily, Italy, and we had a rental car, we used the bags as spare backpacks where we didn't want to carry all the clothes with us during daily trips, so we just put them into the bags and they chilled in the car. I could come up probably with a dozen more examples to use those miracles of technology, and I know you can get them anywhere, anytime, but taking just 2 or 3 can make your life a lot easier. Alright, let's leave the bum-related items behind and get to something more elegant. Well, not really elegant, but never mind, let's get to the point. Another item I always pack for the travels is a pen. A normal pen to write. 10 years ago, that would probably not be any surprise. For many it probably still isn't, but having one is really useful. On one hand, I use it a lot to kill time when chilling in the evenings in apartments or during longer flights, as I love solving crossword puzzles. I know I can have them on my phone, but I just love the smell of paper. No, just kidding. I just got used to paper versions and I don't need to waste battery on things like that, as the phone might be needed with fully charged batteries later on. I don't use the pen only for fun, but it has happened many times that I had to fill out a form at the airport or in the car rental company, that having your pen can come in handy. Also, taking some notes or drawing some additional marks on a map that you might have. I mean those one-pagers that you get, for example, in the tourist info. It's just something you better have with you. So a pen always goes into my backpack. Number 9 is a multi-tool or a pocket knife. Here I got one. I personally use just the knife usually, but having more tools might also be useful. Now this is important. If you're traveling with a plane, do not pack a knife or tool or anything like that into your carry-on bag unless you're curious how the interrogation rooms at airports look like. So I usually take them only when traveling by car, or I pack them into the checked luggage if I have one. It's good to have a small knife with you. This is not a knife. If you run out of money and you need to steal some... Nah, just kidding. I see, well, the further into the video, the worse it gets. But don't worry. Sorry for that. Bear with me just a few more minutes. You can use a knife to cut food, to open a jar, loosen a screw, or if it's a multi-tool, to open a bottle of wine. There we go. With a screwdriver, cork screw. With this device to open wines, or do a quick fix if you have a screwdriver. Here I don't have one. And of course, if you're camping or spending your travel outdoors, having a tool will definitely be helpful on many occasions. Before we get to the last surprising accessory, let me remind you that I would appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel if what you see here brings you value. Now the last one. And let's get back to outdoor travel or more adventurous style of trips in general. Before I go into details, let me do a quick test for you. This here is a jet boil camping stove. There's 1 liter of room temperature of water inside, and let me start the heating. Let's see how long it will take to boil the water. Hopefully I won't burn down the whole building. Alright, maximum power. Spark, let's go. Starting the stopwatch. And let's go. There are many outdoor stoves available, but Jetboil is probably the most popular one available, as they have developed a specific stove system that allows to boil water much more efficiently and uses much less gas than the traditional ones, where you have a separate pot that you put on the top of the stove. In addition to that, compared to the traditional ones, it's much more convenient to boil water outside in windy situations. It's also relatively small, and I have used it extensively, for example in Norway, where we were mostly hiking, sleeping in a tent or in a van, and using something like that is just so much easier and convenient to quickly make yourself a hot cup of tea or just cook dinner for two. Now here on the side, if the bar goes full orange, it means that the water is boiling or close to boiling. Now I see it's almost ready. A few more seconds. Yeah, and I see already bubbles on the top, so I think we can say that the water is already boiling, and it took 1 minute 38 seconds, so about 100 seconds, which to be honest is actually the very same number that the producer gives. It's a great time and it's close to what electric kettle can do. But in general, it's a huge difference compared to when I used traditional stoves, and getting the water hot on a cold windy day was almost impossible. Now, it's really important what we do pack into our backpacks, as this can really up our travel game and can be a game changer. But I think it's equally important to know what not to pack, as overpacking is one of the biggest sins of people traveling. To learn what not to pack to save yourself from stress, problems with space in your backpack, shoulders and back pain, go check that video now. I highly recommend it. Cheers, safe travels and do zobaczenia.